There's like these legacy families that have existed throughout history. Rothschild is one of them.
Sure.
Obviously, Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, right?
Yeah.
Some of these families maintain the wealth for fucking generations, maybe hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Some of them within a few generations fall apart.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Kids.
But they all have kids.
I know, but some are better than others.
So some have a culture that like is
well,
very
look at the Vanderbilts.
strict.
The Vanderbilts, you know, they're the last one is Anderson Cooper.
So the Vanderbilts made their money in
railroads.
Railroads.
He was a shipping magnate first.
Okay.
And then he got into railroads. They called him the Commodore. He was a big, ships going from Brooklyn to New York, back and forth.
Is Vanderbilt the one that has the home in Rhode Island? That's like
the Biltmore in
insane
North Carolina.
Yeah, they had all these amazing things, but you know, you got to have lots of kids, and the kids have to continue the business in some respect. A lot of families squander money, and a lot of kids just, you know, they suck, right? They're not.
So that's
they live
what I'm
off
trying
the
to understand
money.
is like, how do you maintain? Like, who is, like with the royal family, for example, there's probably a team, a deep state, if you will, that is built to maintain the family despite how retarded the family is.
So it's interesting is you go down to Palm Beach, right? You go, you drive around like Worth Avenue in Palm Beach, and before you get down there, you see all these family offices. You'll see like this trust and that trust and the Chilton Trust and this trust, and those are family offices. You have one office dedicated to managing the wealth of one family. So that is something that.
So even if the kids are fuck ups, the trust is built in a way
that's correct.
to be fuck up proof.
That's right.
So they go have kids. But some of these families, the kids aren't fuck ups and they continue to do good shit. And I'm like, how do you instill the productive values in the kids?
It's hard.
Yeah, so they just don't squander everything. And who does it the best?
Do you just need one good kid every couple of generations?
That's a good point, too. Like, you don't need
every
the whole
kid have to have the culture?
Well, it's also industries change, right? So the other important thing is the industries change, right? So much of the largest consolidation of wealth in human history is in Northern California right now. It's a $9 trillion market cap, and it's because every big tech company that we know about is sitting somewhere between, San Francisco and Palo Alto. That's where a huge amount of money is being generated right now, right? So if you're in an industry that is, can be, modernized and can evolve and can still make money, you're great. If you're in there are like heiresses and people that, their family owned a stationery company, right? They owned a paper company, right? And all of a sudden we all,
That's all the West Virginia, like there's these like mansions and shit in West Virginia because of the coal industry.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really depends on like where you made your money. Did you diversify? Did you get into human trafficking, narco trafficking, drug trafficking, political assassinations, flipping elections, working with the CIA, working with the Mossad, working with MI6?
Yeah.
Did you get into that stuff? Did you blackmail people? Did you kill them? Did you blow up their cars? Yeah. Did you visit South American capitals, get into the drug trade, get into the drug game, make friends? You know what I mean?
Fruit companies.
Did you do that, or did you just sit around at Yale and jerk off? What did you do? What did you do with it? Did you make it worth your while?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You got to work.
Yeah. So what happens? They make all the money and then they go, okay, there's a limit to what I can do with all this fucking money because these politicians, I might as well be a politician or maybe make my kid a politician.
Well, if you're not playing Prize Picks and you're playing fantasy sports, make the switch. Fantasy's a pain in the ass, you know it. You got to set your lineups every week. If one of your players gets injured, you got to adjust everything. You got to be there for a draft. It's so time consuming. Prize Picks is so easy, daily fantasy app. And most importantly, if you go to prizepicks.com, they will match your initial deposit up to $100 if you use the promo code Schulz. That means if you put in $100, they will give you $100 for free. Look at that. Happy just perked up hearing about $100 free. All right? All you got to do is pick 2 to 6 players every game, anytime, any day that you want to. And if they win or if they go more or less than their Prize Picks projection, you can win up to 25x your money on any entry. For example, tonight you got Mikal Bridges getting more than 24.5 points. Pick more. If you got Mikal Bridges getting less than 10 rebounds, you pick less. There you go. You just did it. I just did a prize pick for you. So it's that simple, guys. Do it on any sport you want. NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, PGA, college football. They even did the World Cup of Cricket. I did that back there when I went to that fucking disaster of a final where India lost. Guys, prizepicks.com, promo code Schulz. Get on there. It's super fun.
There's been a tragic death in the family. Lord Jacob Rothschild has died, but Tim Dillon is still here. How?
Wow.
How did you pull through?
Well, when someone has an impact on you, as he did, he made a huge impact on me and my family.
Right.
It's you want them to be at peace.
Yeah.
And he suffered a long time.
Like 87 years of suffering.
It was 87 years, and he finally escaped his human form.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Transcended to the next level.
He transcended. He went back to, the core of the earth where he lived.
You think he went down?
I think he's in the center. I think
okay.
they spend some time in the center.
Got it.
To just kind of
work things out.
Yeah, work things out, But
so not straight up. He's not going straight up.
No, I don't know if he's going up at all.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he wants to be up. I don't think he wants to be up. No.
The family reunion's downstairs.
Yeah, it's in the core. There's a molten core where Lord Jacob Rothschild is just kind of sitting there now. Just,
Who is this guy?
Very wealthy, member of one of the most famous and talked about families of all time.
Yeah. But was he like a major player? Or was he just a trust fund kid that kind of?
No, he's a player. They're very, very good at keeping their name kind of out of the press. So, what he did or didn't do, or how powerful any people are in that family, you kind of have to guess, because there's a lot of websites that will tell you that every stoplight is them.
The
That's
weather
going on, and the weather, all in Taylor Swift and the Super Bowl and all of it.
Pulled Taylor into
I'm sure it just because a lot of it is silly.
Yeah.
But they are incredibly powerful, and they're very good at keeping themselves kind of in the background of the photo. So in the photo, there's like people that we all know, and the leaders of countries and everything. And in the background, it's kind of, they're off to the side, but they're there.
Yeah.
They're hanging.
Yeah.
They're interesting.
Tim, I'm really excited you're here, because I feel like there is a problem. And I feel
with the Rothschilds. No. Okay.
Well, not just the Rothschilds.
That's why I was brought.
It's not just the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
It's that, I feel now, more than any time in history, there's been a lot of negativity towards the 1% and the billionaire class. And what can we do to change that?
Well, I would say I agree with you.
What is up with this? Why is there such resentment?
1,000%. It's not their fault. That's number one.
It's really not.
It's really not their fault.
Just the excitement right now.
And it's not their fault, because I think they could take it down a notch.
Could they?
Well, yeah, because a little bit, I say to them, if I'm doing the event, don't publicize every space mission. You know what I mean?
Do some sneaky ones.
Do one late at night. Yeah, boys. We're going up at night.
Have everybody in Santa Barbara think it's aliens.
Right.
It's aliens.
It's fun. I think when you start calling the press and going, here's my spaceship, people start to get angry.
They resent that?
They don't like it. There's a guy right now, Ken Griffin.
Yes, Ken. Citadel, is that Ken?
Citadel.
Yeah.
He's building right now, and this is too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what. $1 billion house in Palm Beach. I love Palm Beach.
I know.
$1 billion. By the way, and here's why it's too much. It's for his mother.
He thought he was going to get away with it. That's just dead
much.
soon. He's moving right in.
Too much. To say those words, I'm spending $1 billion to build the most expensive house in the world.
Yeah.
And then it's all for mom.
Yeah.
That is going to get people.
Did he think that was a good enough shield to protect him from the harassment?
I think he was trying to sound sweet. Yeah. And he was kind of like, if you had this, wouldn't you build $1 billion house for his mother?
Let's just answer that question right now.
Yeah, right.
No.
Not at all.
But
not at all.
You guys gotta love your mothers.
Are you spending $1 billion?
My mother would ruin $1 billion house with Hess trucks and Beanie Babies, collectible. The worst. My mother would do anything I bought her. She would destroy it with knickknacks and tchotchkes. And
that's the reason.
Cups.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah. She's just gonna
Snow
ruin
globes she stole from a hotel in Vegas are now littered all over a Palm Beach.
Bucky's hoodie.
So you think the billionaires are going too far? They're flexing on the gram a little bit too
If it
much.
was $900 million, you think it's not a problem?
I think actually maybe almost, because that B is a line in the sand and saying like, I think he wants $1 billion. He's doing it. It's $1 billion.
It is $1 billion.
It's $1 billion. So that in and of itself makes people go. It's like that first episode of Billions where they tell Bobby Axelrod, they go, just don't buy the house.
And he's like, I'm buying it.
And he goes, I'm going to buy the house. So I get it. Somebody told him. Somebody went to him and went, hey, don't do it. There's a few billionaires talk, and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, man, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. He already owns the most expensive apartment in New York City.
Yeah.
He was the Wall Street bets guy, right? That they were betting against. Was that him?
He was one of them.
Yeah.
I
He's
believe.
the guy
Yeah.
who I think Citadel owned Robinhood, and he was using
Yes.
the data from Robinhood to make trades at his hedge fund
There we
Citadel.
go.
Yeah.
So
So
he was
fun.
like beating the
Yes.
trades that he was taking. It's kind of a genius fucking thing to do, but
He's a smart guy, but I think a few
Yeah.
people were probably like, "Hey, man, don't do this.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion
Yeah.
for a single family house.
yeah.
That's crazy. On an island
Yeah.
where the average price of a house is probably north of 10, 15 million, meaning
Something modest.
these are all very rich people already,
Yeah.
and you're being gross.
Yeah.
They're looking at you like you're an asshole.
Yeah.